This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Ooh, interesting. This is an interesting pick right here. So, there and back again I think is really good. It's a little slow, but I think it's quite good, you know. Rosie Cotton is good, is great, you know. That one's easy to figure out, you know. In a very obvious way, she's really good. I'm less sure about there and back again, but it's also a really cool rare, so I think we're probably going to go for it. You know, early in the format. Rosie is... I kind of think maybe the correct pick, it'll shake out in this format, is going to be Rosie Cotton, but we're going with there and back again. Let's take the cool saga, you know. Okay. Well, this pack is a lot less exciting. So, Fiery Inscription, if you really... Could have used that in our last deck, I guess. If you have a bunch of spells, it's pretty good. I guess Meneldor is probably just the best thing in this pack. It is not a very good one. I don't hate Bag-in Porter or Woe's Pathfinder, but I think Meneldor is probably the best card. Is this too slow to be a bomb? You know, I gave it a bomb grade in the set review, but the more I've thought about it, the more I've been like, you know, it does take a while. Okay, so Nazgul's really good, especially if we can get some more ring tempting going, but even on its own, I like it a fair bit. I don't hate taking Shire Terrace. Banish from Edoras is okay. The rest of this pack is pretty medium, so we'll take Nazgul. Let's get a bunch of Nazguls going. Is Nazgul plural for Nazgul? I sort of feel like it is. So 3 different colors, but all 3 are pretty good cards. It's interesting they didn't make these legendary. I mean, I know there's 9 of them, but like, you know, they're very specific beings in Middle-earth. Okay. Some decent black cards. I do like Council's Deliberation a lot. You got to end up in a Scry deck, but I don't think that's a huge ask. I am curious about Stern Scolding. I haven't really seen anything happen with it yet, but I wonder whether it's going to end up being playable. But I know Council's Deliberation is, so it's a nice draw spell. So yeah. There's several eagle cards. I don't know if they all represent those eagles who fly to Mordor or not, but Isolation to Orthanc isn't bad. Is this a second Fiery Inscription? That is kind of tempting. Like to try to build a blue-red spells deck. Because the other one might wheel. Like, having 2 of these does seem kind of crazy. I mean, it's very... The thing I don't like about it is it doesn't really impact the board ever, and that's a problem, but it is tempting, but I should probably just take the good removal spell over the build around that I think doesn't even have that high of a ceiling. So, you know. All right, well, I think we'd probably go ahead and just grab Gandalf's Sanction. There are 3 good blue commons here. I like them, but I think Gandalf's Sanction's just better than all of them, and we have 3 blue cards and a red card already, so I think we'd probably go for it. Maybe red's not that open in the end, but we'll see. Survivor's not terrible. Neither is Surrounded by Orcs. I probably need a 2-drop a little more than I need a 4-drop. You do need more spells, that's for sure. Right now we're not doing that well with them. Fire Leaper's fine. Leechcraft's not bad, but I think we're good with Fire Leaper. I like Torment of Gollum a reasonable amount too, and there's a chance we end up in black. But I think we'll take the Fire Leaper. It is difficult to interact with basically all game long, and that's usually a good thing. We don't have any Scry right now. That's likely to change, but right now... Okay, I don't really think this is very good. These bounce spells just rarely are. You know, it'll have its moments, but... I might still take it to cut blue, and I guess that is probably what I'll do. These are okay black cards, and it's not out of the realm of possibility. Like, I think Muster is actually a good black card. So, yeah, we'll take the blue card. Okay, I like Deceive the Messenger. Nice cheap spell, adds to the board. So a Signpost Uncommon is just an uncommon that is in 2 colors that, yeah, tells you what the synergy is in that color pair. More or less. Definitely not locked in on red by any means. We haven't really seen anything in other colors to get us excited either, so don't think we'd play that. The problem with it is, like, the impact is so temporary. Okay, we do get a free Fiery Inscription, which that... When you take it at that pick, I think it's probably worth it. Okay, some more Scry would be nice. Okay. Wow, this is a strong pack. I think all 3 of these uncommons are great, and I think this rare is a bomb. It's a little slow, but man, it can generate so many bodies and just win the game single-handedly within a couple turns, effectively. These are both, like, amazing uncommons. You know, this one amasses, potentially lets you kill something. This one is just a big haste creature that usually makes a 1/1. And this one is just, like, a reasonably efficient creature that can give keywords to your creatures and gets even better with equipment. But we take Horn of Gondor. You know, it is a bummer, sort of, that we're not taking these, but we'll take the Horn. And I think we've even got a reasonable number of humans, which makes it better. Well, 2. We have 2 right now. Okay, so here's the Balrog, which I do think is pretty good, but with 0 fixing, I probably just take Foray of Orcs, which is, I think, a great card. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. You know, another Nazgul's cool, but yeah, if I had fixing already, I'd consider the Balrog, but even then, if I only had, like, 1 piece of fixing, I'm not sure I would do it. I think I'd rather have a Battle-Scarred Goblin than Pelargir Survivor. Oliphant's worth a look. I do need some Scry pretty badly. We just haven't seen any of it. There's plenty of it in blue, but we haven't gotten any of it yet. But yeah, I think maybe we're doing well enough on 2-drops, huh? That I'm just supposed to take Oliphant. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. Right, so here's some Scry. That's just on a good card anyway, so that works for me. Yeah. Claim the Precious isn't bad if we were in black, but this is probably the 2nd best card in the pack anyway, so works for me. The Bat Song's an interesting saga. I'm not sure if I want 2 sagas that don't do anything for 2 turns in my deck, though. And I think this one kind of doesn't do anything for 3 turns, so I kind of feel like There and Back Again is the superior one. Treason of Isengard doesn't seem bad. We could take Fixing, but I think Treason's good enough for me to grab it here. Leechcraft, Flamesmith, Terrace. These are all reasonable options. Yeah, we're not doing amazing on instants and sorceries, which itself isn't amazing, but hopefully we can change that. I guess I kind of need to take removal. We don't have a lot of it at this point. Yeah, I mean, Breaking of the Fellowship isn't a card I love, but it is a spell and it is removal. The thing I don't like about it is there are way more situations than you'd think where it doesn't do anything. But if I have reasons to be playing spells, it does get better, you know, in the fail case at least. But yeah, I guess we'll take a Survivor. don't think we'll be drawing enough cards for Knights of Dol Amroth to be worth it. There's another human, for what that's worth. Another Willowwind or Soothing of Smeagol. Sort of leaning towards another Willowwind. Olakai Crusher's not terrible. Well, no, it's pretty bad in our deck. Yeah, let's take Willowwind. Improvised Club. Don't think we'll be playing that. Guess it could be kind of funny with Goblin Fireleaper. But beyond that... kind of unlikely we have enough juice for Fiery Inscription in the end, but it could happen. We're up to 3 humans. Another one of these. I mean, they're not that good. But I will take one. I think it'll be better for us than Gimli's Axe will be. I guess if I'm desperate for spells, I could throw in horses. I mean, Cast into the Fire is probably playable, especially if we're looking for a critical mass of spells. You know, like if we're going to try to use Fiery Inscription. It has a target. It can trade 1 for 1 reasonably often. You know, it doesn't always, and that's a problem. But so here's the Bath Song. I do think it's better than Fire of Orthanc or Thonk, but yeah, well, some bad fixing if we decide we want it. Well, this is another really strong pack because Delighted Halfling, Bill the Pony, and Rosie Cotton are all amazing. Unfortunately, none of that does anything for us, and neither does any of the rest of this pack. I think we take another Captain of Umber. Wizards Rockets isn't unplayable, but if I'm not fixing, it doesn't really seem to make sense to me. So there's a Stern Scolding. Gimli's not bad. Swarming Amoria is not bad. Ramp adds to the board. Fixing, too. Question is whether I like Arwen's Gift more. Yeah. I think I take Swarming of Moria. Well, maybe. No, yeah, we'll take Swarming. Scrying is tempting, but I think just having 2 things with Scry is enough to like run our Scry things. So, okay, Lorien Revealed isn't bad. It gives us a way to get a spell in our graveyard, and later in the game it can be very real. I don't think the Lancer or the War Beast are where we want to be. I don't think we have anything interesting to do with Meneldore's Trigger, which is a little sad. I mean, it gives things vigilance effectively at worst, but, you know. I guess using it to make an enchantment removal spell fall off is a thing. Quarrel's End, another Isolation. I'd probably take another Isolation over Quarrel's End. This is a thing that scries, but not massively confident about this deck, but we'll see. We'll see where things take us, I guess. Yeah, Birthday Escape. I do like picking up one of those here. I feel like I've drafted a lot of blue decks in this format. Am I crazy? Maybe. Another Captain of Umber, a Quarrel's End. Should I just grab the spell? Probably. Yeah, I guess another captain. I doubt we're going to play 3 Captains of Umber. You know, if we were in, like, the blue-white deck and had the good draw 2 payoffs, we'd probably do it, so... So, we probably won't need to play Breaking of the Fellowship in this deck. We've got a couple other questionable cards that we may or may not play, but I kind of feel like losing the like all-in spell elements is probably what I'm going to want to do. This scries, but it's pretty underwhelming. I kind of think I'd rather have Swarm or Quarrel's End more. It's kind of a bummer I didn't pick up anything to splash, because now I could, especially if it was a spell. But I think Swarm is probably a good idea. Yeah, Mirkwood Bats is really good in general in this format. Could end up just being Black's best common, I think. I think it really could. I think we already have an improvised club in our sideboard, so may as well take a different card. Okay. Yeah, this deck doesn't seem great, but, you know, we've got a bunch of spells and removal and a few payoffs. Wonder whether I'm going to try to make Fiery Inscription work. I mean, we have a lot of cheap spells, some of which replace themselves. It's tempting. It's tempting. We took there and back again with our first pick. The only thing that's awkward about a card like that is drawing it... Well, there's a lot of things that are awkward, but if you draw it in the wrong order, like, we get this on turn... Well, whenever. If we're in top deck mode and we get Fiery Inscription, it's so bad. Like, so bad. I mean, the ring tempts you at least, so you get something, but, man, the something you get is not that impressive. Yeah, we don't have that many creatures. I mean, even if we take a mass into account, so I don't think Gimli's Fury is happening. We'd have a bunch of cards that are spells that make creatures. Probably go down at least one Captain of Umber. I mean, this is a card I want to try. 13 spells. I mean, if I'm going to try it, I guess maybe this is where I'm supposed to do it. Probably don't have enough Scry for Nimmerdale Watcher. We definitely have enough for Council's Deliberation. You don't need that much, really, for it. But for Nimmerdale Watcher, you kind of do. So we'll cut that. You know, we might ramp into there and back again, which would help speed things up. I mean, even a turn 4 Willow Wind feels pretty good off of Swarming of Moria. And we have the Horn, too, which is very strong. But I don't love the Survivors. Don't love the Captains of Umber in the end. I mean, more humans does make Horn of Gondor good, but we don't really need humans to make it do its thing. I think maybe we cut one of each of these. And we do have 2 land cyclers. So it's kind of tempting to consider 16 lands. 2 land cyclers, some draw spells that are cheap. I think we could probably do it. Yeah, I think we'll go down to 16 lands. We are leaving Cast into the Fire in, which is maybe a little questionable. Yeah, I have enough spells. I probably just want the Survivor. Yeah, that's probably a little better. So it'll be interesting to see how There and Back Again does here. And the Horn, to some extent. We have a lot of Ring Tempts You stuff going on in this deck. And a lot of spell stuff. Okay. We get there and back again in our opening hand. A couple spells in our hand. It's good, too. I wonder whether one's supposed to cast Birthday Escape on turn 1. Probably. I mean, especially with Gandalf's Sanction in my hand. Yeah, that's going to do some stuff. Yeah, we'll cast Birthday Escape. Okay. We're going to get our Inscription early. Hopefully we don't take too much damage. Oh boy. Looks like we're working on taking a bunch of damage, though. Because we don't have anything to do. Look at all those 1/1s. Makes me wish I'd left that removal spell in. The do 1 to a couple things removal spell. So we're going to take some damage here, but we can cast Foray of Orcs next turn. Probably to kill Goblin Fire Leaper, or maybe Mirkwood Bats. I mean, I've also got Isolation at Orthonk, but I think adding to the board and taking something away from them is probably just better. And if I kill Goblin Fire Leaper... I guess we're going to leave the Fire Leaper and kill... Oh, we can't kill Mirkwood Bats. It's not an option. So, let's Foray. And kill the Fire Leaper. They can do 1 damage to us, or to that. I don't know why. Does it only damage creatures? Yes, it does. That explains it. Oh, good. Sting. It's kind of funny that it can wield Sting. Equipped creature has first strike. Yeah, so I can't really block. This is the most aggressive deck I've seen so far, and it's not looking good for us. I can tell you that much. So, shutting off blocking isn't very good. This is where there and back again is super awkward. I can cast Swarming of Moria. Yeah, so Swarming of Moria into Gandalf's Sanction on Mirkwood Bats is pretty good. I guess I just attack. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that does untap, but I don't care if it gains first strike. And then Gandalf's Sanction on Mirkwood Bats. We are chipping in the damage now. From the Fiery Inscription. And we have Isolation or Orthonk to get rid of the 2/2 if necessary. Oh, God. Well, that's what we're going to be bouncing now. Turning off blocking doesn't really do enough. So, yeah, we go Isolation. Drop you to 7, attack for 4. So now there and back against Chapter 1 might actually win us the game. Because if they attack us again... Oh, no, except for... Yeah, except for that. That will untap. But if they don't play a creature, it can still win us the game. They don't. So that means we... win? Barring something crazy from happening? Yeah. Wow, I didn't think we were going to be able to turn this around, but Fiery Inscription really did a bunch of damage here. How about that? I could land cycle, but it doesn't matter. So we're just going to play there and back again, and it's Chapter 1 of all things is going to win us a game. How about that? I was complaining about that chapter 1 this whole time, and you know, drawing Fiery Inscription early seems pretty legit after a game like that one, where it just does a ton of damage. But you do have to cope with the games that you draw it off the top deck, when what you need is, like, any creature or spell. Like, it's the only non-land in your deck you don't want to draw, which is not great. Okay, looks pretty good. Might just go off with Horn of Gondor, I guess. So I could start drawing, but I think playing out something is worthwhile. It's a human, too, so if we get to play Horn of Gondor and untap, which kind of looks like we're going to get to, we might just get to go off. We might just get to go off. Don't think it's worth attacking in this situation. I'm just going to play the Horn and pass. The reason it's not worth attacking is because they would take away our a human, and we'd get in for 1, and there's a spell that can easily kill a tapped creature. It might still kill it, I guess, but... Okay, well, we're just going to pass now. I could land cycle. I don't hate that, actually. I'm going to land cycle. And then we're going to pass and just start cranking out humans, I think is the plan. I guess I could have attacked first here. They're going to kill a human in response, but that's okay with me. Okay. We will pass. I think I'm actually going to play there and back again here. Get that clock started, make the 3/3 unable to block. Yeah, that seems pretty good. You know, just leaving our mana up for Horn of Gondor is tempting, but I think being this far ahead and playing there and back again is probably what you're supposed to do. So... I guess I'm just going to play another human and pass. Oh yeah, we can get in for 1. Yeah, we'll get in for 1. So next turn we get a 6/6 dragon. That's pretty good. And also 4 more humans. Okay. Do this. So, Horn of Gondor is as crazy as expected. The pack rat of the format, if you will. guess I could have, that's funny. So it can chump block now. Oh, they could actually double block this, but then they give us 13 treasure, so, and we have a handful of cards. So that part's nice. Did they decide they don't want to give us 13 treasure? They did. They did decide they didn't want to do that. Okay, we're gonna use this now. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast Birthday Escape while I'm at it. They could have a sweeper, but it's not impossible for us to rebuild. Okay. Doesn't seem like they have a sweeper. So that means they're dead. Yep. Yeah, we were so far ahead on the board already, and then we drew there and back again, and it was just like, uh-oh. Yeah, you know, I was a little apprehensive about Horn of Gondor. I mean, I gave it a bomb grade and it was in my top 10 bomb list, but it probably could have been higher, but I was like, the initial thing you get is so unimpressive that I didn't love it, but I think it's probably good enough. Bunch of cheap spells, Fiery Inscription, sure. I'm pretty greedy, and I kind of want to play Fiery Inscription before I start casting all of my spells, so let's not do anything. Let's not do anything again. Alright, so far their deck could be identical to ours. I don't think we have one of those, though. Do we? We might have. Cheap spells, here we come. Counter magic would be annoying there. Not the end of the world, though. Then we will pass. We actually have Deceive the Messenger up, should that matter. And maybe it will. I don't know what color combination I like the most yet. It's early enough that it's hard to say still. I've had fun with basically all the decks I've drafted so far, though. So that's good. So we might be able to snipe the Greyhaven's Navigator here. Ugh. That complicates things. Rosy Cotton, man. Too good. So I can sort of... Oh, actually it will work because... Yeah. Amass. So we go like this. And we go like that. They may have a response, but it's not really going to blow us out. If they don't have a response, then we kind of blow them out. But if Ooh, nice. It happened. The thing we wanted to happen happened. Might just cast Lorien Revealed here. So let's attack them. We get to loot. Okay, well, fine. Be like that. Yep, we're just gonna cast this. Draw a bunch of cards. This will probably be the last draft for today. I'll be back on Thursday, though. Yeah, that's pretty gross. I can get rid of this with isolation, though, which is nice. Treason of Isengard buffs you to a 5. It's not really enough to make a difference. I mean, it makes you a better attacker for this turn, I guess. The options. I mean, I guess playing a 1/3 and bouncing this, and then if they want to block, they have to block with Elrond. Like, that's okay. Ooh. Another cheap spell, huh? I think we're discarding Captain of Umber. Alright, so player Survivor here. Ugh. That is not good news. 7 mana, huh? Sword of 8. Boy. So I could get my bounce spell back. That's too slow, right? 3, 5. Yeah, we're 1 mana short of being able to do that all and cast it. We do get a body, though. But man, this trample's going to be bad. Could get Deceive the Messenger, I guess. That gives us a better chance at surviving and also continuing to damage them. I don't hate it. Yeah, so let's put Deceive the Messenger on top. Then we'll play Second Survivor. And we will pass. We can drop them to 4 just from spells. Whoo! Okay, that's not good. Does that mean we're just dead? It's gonna be close. I mean, if I can find a way to survive, I think we can kill them, but I'm not sure there is one. No, there... Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. So this is 10 damage. I'm at 11. We've got very little mana left. This will trample for 1, I guess, won't it? No, it won't, because I'll use Deceive. Yeah. Then we go Deceive the Messenger. Go to 1. I think I had to draw a spell. Wait. Yeah, we still have to draw a spell. We can cast this. which lets us draw from our graveyard. Get rid of both of those. They go to 2. Never mind, it doesn't count as casting. Yeah, we had to hit a spell. I mean, I think we did the right thing, but we didn't hit the spell we needed for them to be dead. Bummer. That is sad. And there's no way for us to not die, so. They block that, they go to 2. What? Don't block that way. I mean, I guess I'd be okay with it, but... And we lose. It's a bummer when you scry 2 and then draw 1 and can't find a spell. I mean, the chances weren't that high, probably, given how many we'd cast in that game, but still. Drawing our Saga would have won us the game there, too. Okay. Gandalf's Sanction would have been nice. Yeah, I mean, if I had our Fiery Inscription, I think I would wait, but I don't. So I'm just going to cast this right off the bat. Uh-oh. Or maybe not. We must have missed a turn, because I guess I only have 1 extra card, right? I don't know. So, do I just want to play Quarrel's End here? Discard a mountain. Seems pretty good. What we want to try to do is find our, you know, power cards, ideally. So, drawing cards seems like a good way to do that. Alright, so they may end up powering up our Gandalf Sanction if they do that, is the bright side. Wonder if I should just cast Lorien Revealed here and brace for a hit. Yeah. I guess I'll have to discard a card if I do that, which is not awesome. But I think it's what I'm going to do either way. Discard. I guess an island. I do think this is a potential interesting win condition in the format, surrounded by orcs just over and over again. Yeah, that's a 7/7. Things are not going well here. So... there are lots of options here, but I don't know if I like any of them. I guess playing Willowwind is probably the best one. I mean, it'd be nice to play Council's Deliberation first, but I don't have time. Foray of Orcs. I guess I can kill the Kingfisher, but... I guess I can Swarming and Foray, so I guess that's what we'll do. Although, I'm not going to be able to if I chump block here, I guess. That's pretty gross. Yep. I think that means we're dead. Bummer. Seems like if we don't get our rares, we're in trouble. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. I don't know whether we actually missed a turn, but as badly as we got beat, it sort of felt like we did. All right. Sort of the opposite of last time, where we started 0-2 and then got to a winning record. This time we started 2-0, and we're trying to lose more than we win. Looks fine. I guess we're going to Council's Deliberation and then Quarrel's End, which isn't too bad. Then play Mental Door. Yeah, this deck could have used more removal is probably the biggest thing I wish we had. Okay, well, if they don't scry here, I'll be able to kill this with 4A of Orcs, but I think that's, I think there's a good chance they scry. They don't. Okay, I can live with that. Let's attack for 1. Then 4A. Feels pretty good. This will be interesting. I don't know. That card is wacky and hard to make work, but, you know, it's got some power for sure. If they start drawing cards on our turn, we're in trouble. Ooh, speaking of which, if I attack, that will allow them to draw a card on their turn. Interesting. Yeah, right. So we're not going to attack. We're going to play Willow Wind, which will let us draw a card. Ooh, there and back again is good. I don't think we need Oliphant. We're going to... Yeah. So we can there and back again and Birthday Escape on this turn. Okay, so now I'm not nearly as afraid of them drawing a card on their turn. Mostly. Alright, so let's play there and back again. Make the Kingfisher unable to block and then attack. Probably make something into a Ring Bearer while I'm at it. Though right now we don't really get anything that good. Oh, except we do after we cast Birthday Escape. I forget Chapter 1 on this tempts the ring. Alright, so the Watcher is going to untap now. And then... Wait, what? Oh, the Tentacle has to die, and then the Kraken will untap, is what it is. That's how it works. Okay. Does it have Ward or anything? No. So, I'm going to pass. I can bounce this, which will create serious problems for them. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Quick beam. Do I want to kill this? No, not really. We'll take 7. I think we're in trouble, though. That is some serious ramp, but I don't think it's serious, quite serious enough. Okay, so we are going to attack. Discard the captain. What else do I want to do here? So, Treason of Isengard. Put Foray of Orcs on top isn't bad. And I kind of want to leave up mana for Isolation at Orthanc, so I don't think it's wise for me to do anything else here. Because I want to be able to block this tentacle and not really care. That's kind of the game plan here. So, yeah. We'll end our turn. Okay. We in trouble. Now I can't block it. We are going to take 6. Boy. Now it might just be worth bouncing the tentacle. Because it's going to be tough to outrace. Although I guess if I don't attack with my Ring Bearer, I can block it. So and then we can go Foray of Orcs. Kill the Ring Bearer or kill the Kingfisher. I guess kill the Ring Bearer. And then I think I just swing out. Puts them under a lot of pressure. I get to loot. And then I can play out 2 creatures or... I mean, I guess if they end up having... I guess I want to play out 2 creatures. Because if they have removal, then we're really in trouble. If I play 2 creatures, that's not the case. Alright. Well, now that they've done that, I think maybe playing another flyer is better. I guess I have to block Quick Beam if it attacks me, but that's okay. Yep, so we block because we have to. So they can generate a token here, but I don't think it matters, really. 6, 9, 12. So we can hit them for 13 here, huh? This will... I guess we'll have this untapped so we can scry, and then we can play out 3 bodies. The problem is they can also stun one of our creatures and... No, the Kraken has to die. The Tentacle has to die for them to do that. So, yeah, I think we attack with everything here. Oh yeah, I'm dumb. They can block this. That kind of screws things up for me. I go to 2. We will blink this, so we get a scry. And then we'll play out 3 creatures, one of which can just kill them if it blocks. I guess that'll be okay in the end. I kind of don't think we really want either of those if the game gets to that point. You're right, it does only hit creatures. We learned that earlier. But, either way, we have enough bodies to avert death. And we're still very close to killing them. Yeah, they're looking for a desperation loot here. Nice. So there and back again did some work there. Alright, so we're at least gonna not lose more than we win. Got that going for us. Okay, looks pretty good. Wonder whether I should land cycle Lorien revealed. This has felt good enough, I mean, to work. Land cycling when you have Gandalf's Sanction isn't a terrible plan, but at the same time... Right now, I don't think I'm going to do it. We're not that far from being able to cast it. Interesting. That's actually pretty good at hating against our graveyard nonsense, which is annoying. I mean, the only card we have it affects is Gandalf's Sanction, but of course we have Gandalf's Sanction in our hand, so... So there you go. Flamesmith. We'll play Fiery Inscription here before we start casting spells. Would I rather block? I'd probably rather block. I'm not going to loot or anything, so... There is a Mount Doom card. Okay, so we're going to cast Swarming of Moria here. See if they counter it. Or if I get a 2-2. And a treasure. I mean, it really, honestly, doesn't make that much of a difference that there aren't Planeswalkers. Most limited formats have 5 at Mythic Rare or whatever, so they don't play that big of a role in Limited. You know, there are exceptions, of course. You know, War of the Spark being the most notable one, but for the most part, they just don't play that big of a role. So I'm probably supposed to cast there and back again here. Yeah. Now, we do get to loot, so we're going to attack. We're going to search up a mountain next turn, so I think I'm okay with discarding a mountain. I'm interested in how good this card is, because it doesn't do anything to the board, but it does give you some significant card filtering and ramp. I mean, the ramp could even matter. It's sort of like there and back again, like I said during the draft, in that the first couple of effects aren't that good. That is not ideal. Okay. Well, I wish I had enough spells in my graveyard for Gandalf's Sanction to work, but we do not currently. Alright, so... grab our mountain. Play a mountain. Ringbearer can attack. I think it does. Probably just discard Quarrel's End. Gets Gandalf sanctioned at 2. Then we'll play Willow Wind. Isolation seems pretty good. Oliphant less so. So this Gandalf's cool because he has all these different abilities and you have to choose one. So if they copy a spell here, it could be really, really bad for us. Especially because they have a bunch of extra mana. So if I cycle Lorien Revealed here... I've only got 6 mana, so I can't do both, unfortunately for me. Well, they didn't play a spell, which is really good news. So they're going to be at... I can hit them for 9 in the air here. That leaves them with 5 life. Gandalf's Sanction on a 1 will do 3 to them. Okay, so I think I island cycle here. Kind of hope we draw... Well, we know we draw a land. So... yeah, that should do it. We go Swarming of Moria. Then we go Gandalf's Sanction on the blocker. Attack for 9 in the air. Yep, we got there. Fiery Inscription. It has felt pretty legit. We also haven't drawn it in the late game yet. But I think it's been even better in the early game than I expected it to be, So, we at least gonna win more than we lose again. Still haven't had a losing record in the format. Don't know how long that's gonna last, but it'll last through today. Ugh, probably a mulligan, yeah. No red mana, no early plays of any kind, no card draw. I mean, you know, the captain's not terrible, but... Alright, this is better because we have early plays. I kind of think I put Treason back. It's... yeah. I mean, I guess if I don't draw red mana, I might regret that, but... I don't think going 4 and 3 on our first draft today, or how this deck is performing, could be described as dominating. Early access, I guess we could say I dominated, but... oof. Ooh. Wow, I kind of forgot about that. Interesting. Yeah, so... Pelargir Survivor works out pretty nice there when we're short a land. We'll be able to Foray of Orcs next turn and kill up to a 4 toughness thing, which is pretty nice. Yeah, so we're going to take 3 in a world where we have Foray of Orcs. I think that's the right thing to do. Drawing a land would be nice, but I don't think we can count on it. Yeah, Actually, this is interesting. If I could get them to block, then cast this Foray in my second main phase, I could kill Westfold Rider. Darn it. Now I basically get in for 1 less damage because they saw through, or, you know, decided not to not to do the thing. Yeah, we'll kill Westfold Rider either way. Gonna need some more real mana. God, Rosie Cotton has been the bane of my existence today. She's so good. It's maddening. Okay. Let's birthday escape. And I guess I'll attack for 4. That works. I'm considering casting this now because if I hit a land drop, it does make a pretty real difference. If I don't hit a land drop, they know I can't do anything, but, you know, we're likely enough to hit a land drop that I think I'm going to do it. Oof. We can at least cast it, though, as long as our Pelargir Survivor's still alive anyway. Yep, you're a 4/4 now. Hey, look, we drew a mountain. So what does that mean? If I do... No, I don't quite have enough mana to do all of that. Alright, so we're going to end our turn and just leave up Isolation, I think, because we want this to amass onto this before we, you know, give them the opportunity. I'm going to get rid of their army, but it's only going to be temporary, so... Yeah, I can't do anything about that. I mean, I could block, but I don't think that's what we want to do about it. So the annoying thing right now is I can bounce this, but then they're going to get a 1/1 and then a counter, but it's probably still what I'm supposed to do. Alright, so... Swarming of Moria. Pelargir Survivor number 2. Feels like we're going to be losing this game, but oh yeah, now it definitely does. Golem. Yeah, I think the black-white deck I drafted is probably still the best deck I've drafted so far in the format. It had a lot of these cards in it. I didn't have Grand, but... So we are going to double block here. We go to 2. Freaking Grand. Yeah, neither of you are very good. I can't cast you, and you're too late. I guess having Scry does sort of decrease the downside of the Fiery Inscription because you can get rid of it before it matters. You know, before you draw it when you don't want it. Oh, good. Denethor. They can just sack 2 things and kill us now, so... So that'll do it. Although... with what they just did, I don't think they actually could have killed us that turn. But nonetheless. So 2 4/3s today, you know, that's a significant decline from the lofty heights of the first stream of the format where I went 14-2. But hey, we won more than we lost. we learned some things, I think, about some cards, and that's really what you're doing in the early stages of a format anyway. So